Hello everyone. The lecture today is all about how you blend two or more photos. Mostly we use blended photos when we are making photo manipulations for events like weddings, parties, etc. They make the pictures more creative, or we can even add textures to the images. For example, in this picture, you can see a portrait that has been blended with a pink background. To be able to do this, we'll just open Photoshop. While you're opening Photoshop, on the top this is the menu bar, on the left this is the toolbar box, and on your right you have the different panels. For example, you can be working with paths or layers. Let's say you don't have this workspace, it can be changed. So you choose Window, Workspace, Essentials. There are more workspaces like 3D, graphic, motion, painting, and photography, and it all depends on what you want to do. But the easiest one to use is Essentials. We'll open our photo, so you do File, Open. You choose the background. In my case, I have downloaded a random pink background. I fit my background to my workspace so that I can easily add another photo on it. I'll now add my portrait photo. I'll choose File, Place Embedded. I browse and look at the profile picture that I want to add, and I click Place. After placing my photos, I will need to place it where it's more suitable according to what I would want to do. I click on the Move tool and place it, let's say for example here on the left. I will need to resize my photo, so I'll be choosing the rectangular mark tool. I right click on my mouse and I choose Free Transform. On my keyboard I press Shift and I click and drag my mouse. Once I'm okay with the size that I want, I leave my Shift and my mouse and I press Enter on my keyboard. Now I will want to blend my foreground photo and my background. It can easily be done. On your right panel, you choose Add Layer Mask. You will notice that it has already created a layer mask on your photo. You will need to take note of something. If your layer mask is white, your foreground should be black. But if your layer mask is appearing black, then you will need to use a white foreground color. In my case, the fact that it's white, I'm going to use a black foreground. Next step is to click on the brush tool. I'm going to select a thick brush tool, but I will be choosing a 0% hardness so that I can easily blend my photo. You can enlarge your brush by pressing the close bracket on your keyboard. And if you want to reduce it the appropriate size, then you press on the open bracket. One thing that you must take note is that you must not use your brush on the image, but rather on the edges. So I'll be clicking on my brush around the different edges that I have in this picture. You will notice that in this case, part of the edges are being erased, which is totally normal, so don't be afraid about that. Once I've already used my brush around the different edges of my portrait, I now need to blend my photo and my background properly. You will notice that in this case the portrait color remains its original color and it has not well blended with my background. To be able to do this, I click on the down arrow next to my opacity and I will reduce my opacity. There you are. So your photo can be blended. It depends on what level of opacity that you would want to have. So in this case, I'm going to choose 66%, which is fine. My photo now is well blended with my background, but still the color doesn't really has a proper balance. I click on create new fill or adjustment layer and I will be choosing color balance. For my photo, I will need to add some tones of red in there so that it is well blended. Once I'm satisfied with the whole blending, what I can do now, I can just save my file. I do file, save as, and in this case I will be calling it blend mode. Always make sure that you choose Photoshop format when you are saving your file. Let's say, for example, one day you would want to keep that same background but add a different photo. You will need to delete this layer where you have that portrait photo and you can add a new one on that. So here in this case, I'll just click on save. If this window appears in front of you, it's all about the format option, so you just click on OK. That's it. Let us say now, for example, I'm making this photo manipulation for a newlywed couple and they will need to receive this file as a soft copy. They will not be able to open my Photoshop format file because they don't necessarily have the software. In this case, what I will do, I will click on my layer panel and I will choose flatten image. I will do file, save as, and then for the same photo you can rename it properly and you need to choose JPEG. JPEG can be easily opened in all types of computers. And then you click on save. If this file is going to be loaded on the website or on Facebook, you should make sure that your quality is medium or even lower than that. But if they will be printing that same photo, you make sure that you have the maximum quality. So in this case, I'm going to leave it a maximum quality and I'm going to click on OK. You will be assigned to tasks today. Choose 3 most beautiful landscape that you have or 3 photos of yourself, your friends and relatives and save them in your pen drive. You will bring that in class for practice. We'll make sure that you blend photos and you enjoy doing it. Your second task would be to bring along photos so that you can work on your trifold brochure assignment in class. You are most welcome to contact me in case you have any difficulties. I hope that you've enjoyed this lecture. Thank you, and I'm all excited to meet you in class.